go through life living in sin and disobedience and claim unawareness or spiritual cognitive dissonance. If you're headed in that direction, call the suicide.
Guilty before his son. Guilty before the whole human race. It's the Lord who expels you.
Hello, all of my fabulous, beautiful people, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you are all doing very, very well. Hello, Zach. Good to see you. Thank you for coming and popping in. Hello, Joe. Thank you for being my mod. Hello, Ken. Ken says, I did a bit of reading. The baptism during infancy is to atone for the original sin that all people carry from birth, which is supposed to be when Eve ate the forbidden fruit from the Adam and Eve story. Most people are very familiar with that story, so I'm not going to go into it. But yes, that is true. Apparently, when babies are born, newborns are immediately attached to being sinful and having sin. So they need to have the baptism in order to, get rid of all those sins, And I was baptized. I grew up very, very Catholic. And I have done the entire Catholic hoo-ha. I was baptized. I did First Communion. I did First Confession. I did Confirmation. I did it all. And I actually have talked a little bit about my religious background and then how I got over here to the atheist side and what all added to that throughout my journey out here. Yeah, women cause a lot of problems. We do. I won't even pretend. So, today, we are going to be reacting to Bob Larson, who is our favorite exorcist. I'm pretty sure he's everyone's favorite exorcist because Bob brings it. Now, I know. At the beginning of this, I just played some clips from the Exorcism and I just messed around and had some clips of Bob. And there's some people that are going to get very angry with me and they are going to tell me, apart from the fact that I'm apparently a bigot against religion because I speak out against cults, and I have talked a lot about how most organized religion, I find, is a cult. So other than that, they're going to be very upset with me because I made reference that exorcisms were similar to those on TV. And here's the thing. They are. I know. A lot of times people that are religious really want to separate kind of how they're portrayed on television and you know, how they actually happen in real life. Well, Bob Larson is apparently doing these in real life. According to him, these are completely 100% real, not paid actors at all. Okay. And so, you're going to see some things that might remind you a little bit of shows such as, or movies, I should say, such as The Exorcist. And then you can decide, I guess. I was baptized at 25, had a girlfriend that was a church-going Christian. The go religious for the girlfriend thing. See, I don't know if that's a good thing. I personally just think that if you are wanting to be with somebody that has a similar faith than you, then you should probably just date within that faith instead of like dating someone outside of that faith and then trying to convert them to the faith. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I was baptized like right when you get baptized when you're a baby. I had a whole like a baptismal party and everything. I have pictures of me as a baby getting baptized. Oh yeah, I did the whole 9 yards. We went to church every Sunday. We even went to Christmas Mass, like Christmas Eve night at midnight, which, by the way, as a child was really annoying. I'm going to tell you, like, and I don't know why parents do it either, because it's like you get the kids all ready for bed at Christmas Eve of all nights, which is already hard to do because no kid wants to actually go to bed on Christmas Eve, right? So you go through all that trouble, you get the kids to bed. And then at 11 p.m., so like a couple hours later, you go and you wake all the kids up and you put them in the car after you dress them up, of course, because we had to be dressed to the nines for this. And then you go to Mass at midnight, which, I mean, you got a bunch of kids standing in Mass at midnight. And I just, they're tired, they're cranky. And you do that for, about an hour. And then you're coming home at about 1:30 in the morning. And then you got to do the whole bedtime thing again with the kids. And remember, on Christmas Eve, like I said, so they're already all hyper and out of it, for the whole Christmas thing. And then you're lucky if the kids sleep in. Right? Because who sleeps in on Christmas morning? So then you get to sleep maybe at about 2:30 as a parent. Hopefully the kids get to sleep by then. Sometimes not. I'm sure there's parents that end up being up for the rest of the night. And then what? You try to have a good Christmas at 7 in the morning if you're lucky to sleep in that long before the children wake you up. It just doesn't sound like a fun time. I remember it being hell every year growing up. I don't know why my parents forced us to do this. I don't know why they did it to themselves, as I'm stating. It just does not seem like a fun time for anyone. But it was a thing that we did every single year at Christmas time. I'm Christian, but non-denominate. I believe in the big man, but I also know that the world is a whole lot older than the book, evolution, etc. And there's nothing wrong with being a Christian. There's nothing wrong with having the belief. I tell people all the time, like, if you need to believe in God, believe in God. There's nothing wrong with just having that belief for yourself and like worshiping God for yourself. Nothing really wrong with going to church. Nothing wrong with any of that, really. But it's when it really takes over your life. It's like anything else, right? Anything. If you do it too much or it starts to take over your life, then you've got a problem. I go to church, lightning comes out of the clear sky. When I go to church, I set on fire. Yeah, it's really weird. I walk in, the holy water just starts bubbling, and then I turn into flames. And it's like, Carrie. No, I'm joking. So before we get into some Bob reacts, I want to go through Bob Larson's Wikipedia so that I can piss off all of my haters, because they told me that I do not make content on YouTube. All I do is read from Wikipedia and steal content, apparently. So I realized that Bob Larson has like the smallest fucking Wikipedia. And I was like, why is it so tiny? Like, this is Bob Larson, who has done all kinds of crazy shit out here, okay? But it kind of made me laugh. So let's just quickly go over that, because although we've talked about exorcisms and we've gone through what they are and what the beliefs are, and we've talked about all that, I don't remember if we actually just did kind of like a synopsis of who Bob Larson was, other than the dude who's all over television giving people exorcisms. You know what I mean? So I think we should do that now. Bob Larson, born May 28th of 1944, is an American radio and television scammer. Oh, evangelist, sorry. Wrong word. And a pastor of Spiritual Freedom Church in Phoenix, Arizona. Larson has authored numerous books critical of rock music and Satanism. Satanic Panic had a lot to do with this man. Larson was born in Westwood, Los Angeles, California, the son of Viola and Earl Larson. He was raised in McCook, Nebraska. He plays guitar. He has claimed his early experiences as a musician led to his concerns about occult and destructive influences in rock music. It's like he played a guitar, he went to try to join a band. Hollywood was like, you're not that great. And then he was like, oh yeah? Well, this music must come from the fucking devil. He would later incorporate his guitar playing into some of his sermons. Wonderful, right? In the 1960s, the focus of Larson's preaching centered mainly on the leftist political ideology, sexual suggestive lyrics, Eastern religious mysticism, and antisocial behavior of many of the era's rock musicians. Of course, it was a war against rock music. Debates with Satanists. During the late 1980s and into the 1990s, Larson repeatedly debated, interviewed, and confronted Satanists during the period known as the Satanic Panic. On 2 occasions, I told you guys, by the way, I said that. On 2 occasions, he hosted. Nicholas Shrek, a gothic rock musician and lead singer of Radio Werewolf, and Zena LeVay, once the spokesperson for the Church of Satan, and later a priestess in the Temple of Set. During their first encounter, the pair defended Satanism, while in 1997, during their second appearance, they defended Satanism. Larson debated the pair and at times attempted to convert them without success. Larson also debated, interviewed, and challenged Nazi Satanist James Mason on his Talkback radio show. And yes, I know, I keep saying I'm doing this Satanism Aleister Crowley video. I'm working on it. I've pumped it up so much now that it has to be so fucking amazing when I put it out. I did it to myself. It's my own fault. And I promise it's coming soon. When I became a vampire, entering a church became a problem. I realized that. No, oh my God, Ken, you're really a vampire? sorry. So, yeah, Bob Larson's fun. I think he's fun. In 1982, he launched Talkback, a 2-hour weekday call-in show geared mainly towards teenagers, which this was kind of creepy, right? Like, I don't know. And frequently focused on teen-oriented topics such as role-playing games and, of course, rock music, because we're always in the war against rock music. By this time, Larson had come to embrace contemporary Christian music. Hallelujah! Including styles such as heavy metal and rap, and actively promoted the music and artists on his show. By the late 1980s, in what would come to define his later ministry, Larson was often heard performing exorcisms of colors on the air. Apparently, you can do this through the radio, I guess. The subjects of Satanism and satanic ritual abuse were frequent topics of discussion. Death metal performer Glenn Benton of D-Side, I don't know this band, Jesus Christ, became a regular caller, as did Bob, who was the eldest son of Penthouse founder and founder of the music magazine Spin. At one point during the 1980s, he paid Larson to go on tour with American thrash metal band Slayer and write about it. I know who Slayer is, at least. Yay! Larson tried his hand at writing fiction. Dead Air, 1991, was largely ghost-written. Jesus fucking Christ, Bob. Why can't you write your own damn books? By Lori Boisflug and Muriel Olson, according to Karen Stalsnow. Who the fuck is that? His later novels, Abaddon, 1993, and The Senator's Agenda in 1995, both linked satanic ritual abuse to political corruption. The latter was largely written by Larson and his second wife, because he's been married several times, by the way. I guess when you get married in the church, it's not forever. However, a former vice president of Bob Larson Ministries, Lori Boisflug, said that, well, at least we know who that is now, said that much of Dead Air, though presented as Larson's work, is allegedly her own. I believe that because, I mean, let's be real. Do you think he wrote it? Supporting these claims is a letter from Larson's lawyer that warns Larson of his potential liability to Lori. Well, there you go. Anticipating that the role Lori has played would lead her to demand recognition and or profit participation in respect to Dead Air and its sequels, which she was actually kind of owed, by the way. I'm just saying, Bob, you ripped that poor person off, okay? In 2004, Larson returned to the radio airwaves, yay! After a 2-year absence with a daily talk show heard on a network of radio stations and simulcast and archived on the internet. I'm sure like mad. People love to archive this dude because he's hilarious. Larson's ministry professes to offer an alternative counseling outlet. See, and this is part of my issue with all of this. To people who have problems with violence, self-mutilation, multiple personality disorders, satanic ritual abuse, or molestation. And it does. And Bob's kind of talked about this before, so. But it does say citation needed. I'm just letting you know. So that might not be 100%, but we have heard from people who have also gotten the counseling so I believe it. In 2013, Vice magazine taped a video of Larson's visit in several small towns in Ukraine, where he performed exorcisms together with 3 young women, his 18-year-old daughter, Bryn Larson, which is a little weird, right? And her friends, Tess and Savannah Schirkenbach, 18 and 21, respectively, collectively known as the Teenage Exorcists. That's the thing. The Teenage Exorcists consequently published a reply to Vice Media's video stating that they question the journalistic integrity of this Vice Media story and are disappointed by how we were falsely portrayed. As of 2014, Larson offered to perform exorcisms over Skype. But, it took a donation of $295. But I promise Bob Larson is not at all a scammer just trying to steal money from people to give them exorcisms. He does it out of the goodness of his heart. It will just cost you $300 over Skype. His Skype exorcisms were featured in a segment on the satirical program The Daily Show, we love to see it, in 2014, in which he told correspondent Jessica Williams, Skype is a great technology to stare down the devil, to go after him, and to kick him back to hell. Later in the same segment, however, he indicated that tweeting an exorcism would be ridiculous. Tweeting an exorcism? Is there a difference, though? Is there a difference? I don't think so. And that's honestly all it says, which it really, really makes me laugh. I was like, come on, can we not do a better one? It kind of made me laugh. So Wikipedia, just do a little bit better. There's a lot more you can say about Bob Larson. Trust me. AC/DC! Thou shalt not steal, Bob. Yeah. See, you're breaking the 10 Commandments, asshole. On Skype. Yes, on Skype. And then he said that tweeting an exorcism would not work. But to me, like I said, I don't know what the difference is. So let's take a little trip now down memory lane, if you will. We are going to watch some of Bob's exorcisms because I think it is funny. So I am going to take you back to 2015 Seattle.
What's your first name? Sasha. That's not Sasha looking at me. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
I'm not slapping you, I'm just trying to get you to come back.
Okay, like Bob has this thing where he slaps women, and I have an issue with this. He slaps everyone, and I have an issue with it. But most people would consider it worse when he slaps women. I'm just bringing that up. I personally think it's the exact same, but whatever. My whole thing is like, can you not abuse these people, Bob? Is there not a way to do an exorcism without the abuse? Like, and in this case, I feel like she's really just sitting there. Like, she's not really doing anything crazy, right? It's not like she's lunging at him or something. And he's just like, oh, I'm not trying to slap you. Like, Bob, that's literally what you just did. You seriously just slapped this hoe.
Sasha, look at me. I'm not slapping you, I'm just trying to get you to come back.
Okay.
She just popped right out of it. You seen her go in those states, I assume? What?
The other night we were praying for her and she was slamming her head against the tile floor. And
what?
She was saying she can't breathe and she was like, it's like they were choking her.
Who's they? They were choking her and she can't. You guys were praying and then this girl just starts smashing her head on the tiles? I have to admit, that would be really, really creepy. He will switch to O-Connect. He has to slap the devil out of her. See, the sad thing is that in a lot of these cases with exorcisms where they are real, I have a reason to believe a lot of these are hired actors. We'll get into that in future. But in a lot of cases, because there are a lot of cases, by the way, of parents actually bringing their kids to exorcisms and having them exorcises. Like, it happens. And in those cases, unfortunately, what it actually tends to be is mental health issues. But people will be so religious that they'll be like, instead of going, oh, maybe it's mental health issues, they go, oh, it's a demon in my child. They need an exorcism. So imagine like being someone with mental health issues and having your parent take you to this, and then Bob Larson just slaps you in the face.
You're slamming your head against the floor. You can't breathe. And you're sitting here like this. Now, Sasha, come on, look at me. I'm not going to work unless you cooperate.
Again, you will hear that there is a baby there. There's a lot of these where there's like children watching, and I just want to bring up again, please do not bring your children to this. It is not the spot, especially if you actually believe in this. Here's my thing, okay? If you know this is fake, why are you bringing your kid? That's still weird. But if you think this is real and that demons are actually leaving people's bodies, then that's even scarier. Why would you bring your child to that and put them in danger from the demons? I mean, come on now.
Okay? You got demons? You got problems?
You know what, Ken?
Your parents
You
are
got a
giving
point.
out?
In the US, that might be the case. For real, though. And maybe that's part of the problem here, right? Is healthcare. We need better access to healthcare and cheaper healthcare, especially in the USA. And we need better healthcare here because even though we don't pay for our healthcare, we have like 10-year waiting lists and shit for things. So it's not much better, okay? My husband has been waiting years for surgery. It's not much better. If anything, you probably get things done more when you hand someone money. Here, we don't really have that option. We can get extra insurance and pay for insurance, but then it's not like that pushes you up to the top of a waiting list or anything, right? So it's not much better here, but of course that is one of the issues is that maybe if healthcare was better accessible, then parents could get proper mental health treatment for their children, then they wouldn't at least bring their children to get an exorcism, right? I mean, there's a lot of problems we have. Society, we live in a society.
To come down here to get you some help and prayer? I don't know anybody better than me and this prayer team that I've got that can minister to you.
Listen, guys, Bob is the exorcist. Like, there is nobody better than Bob. He's the one.
And you're just going to blow it off? Come on.
Yeah, come on. You don't know who you got here. You got Mr. Bob Larson. He is the exorcist.
Stand up.
Stand up. Aw. Could you maybe apologize for slapping her earlier?
Look, we don't have time to deal with all your issues.
Oh my God. Holy fuck, Bob. And see, this is what I mean. This girl, if this is partially real or any, she would be suffering from a mental health issue. And then Bob makes her stand up, gives her a hug, which implies empathy and affection, by the way, and then literally looks at her and goes, listen, we don't have time to deal with all your issues. And the way he says it is so dismissive. It's like, really, Bob? No, he definitely should have counseled teens and had a ministry and said, yep.
I don't even know what all your issues are. I don't know why you've got
And honestly, after this, I wouldn't tell him, would you?
this attitude. I don't know what's going on in your family. I don't know what hurts there are. There's probably a lot going on, and we probably should spend some time talking about it. Don't have time to do it right now. We can do that later.
Oh, okay, great. So he's going to counsel her later. He's coming off as the exact person that she would want to go to for help. I'm sure she is feeling right now like, yes, this is the man that is going to save me.
Okay?
No.
I just need to face this demon and let him know he can't keep doing this to you.
Right?
I'm looking right now into the eyes of a very beautiful, very sweet.
Oh, by the way, Ken, you have a stalker. You have someone that is following you around to the communities that you're in and telling people bad things about you. I just wanted you to know. Because they showed up and tried to tell me all this stuff about you. And I've been here a long time and I already know this game. That's an extra 1,500. Yeah, for the slap. Or for the actual counseling later. Probably for both. Because you do basically pay to get slapped here by Bob. And then to have him, what looks like, just tell you off. By the way. Literally just tell you off. It's okay. I do too. So I get it. I don't pay those. I don't pay my, I got enough of my own, okay? I don't care enough to talk to other people's, okay? I don't need it. But you are technically he would be that's more money, by the way. For that counseling later we're going to do. That's not included in the $300 that they would have paid probably at this time for this. it probably would have been at least $300. The demon would be coming out of the father watching his daughter get slapped by some older guy. For real, though. I don't think the dad's there. It's just the mom there. Maybe that's why. Well, it's not your fault, Ken. But yeah, it's so weird. It's not the first time he slapped someone, by the way. Like, he does that often. A little too often.
Soft-hearted young woman.
Who you're yelling at. Like, hello?
I've got a daughter, 17. You're not far removed from that. You could be her.
That was weird.
Beautiful soft eyes like you do.
Okay, Bob, hi. This is getting a little creepy. Now you're kind of like, just no. He's like, you could be my daughter. You have eyes like her. In fact, I'm going to fucking kidnap you after this. Let's go.
There's been something else looking at me that's just incredibly evil. It's been looking at me all night with disdain and mockery and ridicule.
Can you guys maybe go take the mirror that's behind her out of the room? It's apparently bothering Bob. He keeps looking at himself.
Because it's terrified of being here. For what might happen.
Scared. I'm scared because there's a child watching this, but this is scary, Bob. God has told me to counsel her extra special and extra hard. He also told me to slap her in the face. Oh no, he's got the cross out. Don't hit her with it. Okay.
You can't see what I just saw. Just holding that cross in front of her face, her eyes started to roll back in her head. Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm going to need some help here. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to...
And then he told him to turn off the camera. It's just done. So we don't know. Someone saved this poor girl. But yeah, that's all I could watch of that one. If you know what I mean. Yes, if you know what I mean. Bob is always very, very dramatic. He always has to slap someone. Like I said, that's not the first time he slaps someone. He always takes the cross out. I don't know. So he holds the cross like right in front of her face. And then she's probably kind of looking at the cross. And then he's just like, you guys didn't see it, but her eyes rolled in the back of her head. Bob, there's people standing there watching. Like, if her eyes had actually rolled in the back of her head, I think they would have seen it. I'm just saying, like, it's those types of things that make me go, how real can this be, right? If, you know, that's what we doing on here. So now that we've seen a little bit of Bob giving an exorcism, I think it would be smart for us to go and watch the 3 best ways to get rid of demons. Because, you know, if you have a demon, you need to know how to get rid of them. And Bob here is going to give us a full-on lesson about that, which we need, because I'm... That'd be great! Go away, Bob!
I want to tell you the 3 best ways to get rid of demons. First, we need to assume that the diagnosis regarding demonization is accurate. If you're going to say somebody has a demon, well, we assume they have a demon.
Is that all it takes? Like, I could just be like, I have a demon, Bob! I'm possessed! I got the demons in me! And then you'll just be like, oh yeah, do you know what, actually? We're talking about me. I bet you... I might be possessed, Bob. You're right. Have you met me? Hi. A lot of people are meeting me right now. And yeah, they'd probably agree.
To get rid of demons presumes there actually is an indwelling evil spirit or spirits the deed evicted.
Well, are you second guessing this now? Jesus.
Determining that requires objective evidence, not someone's prophetic word or their personal assumption that you have a demon.
Woo, thank God. Okay, so we are dealing with evidence and science then, right?
A lot of people get told they have demons and they really don't.
Whoa,
If
what?
possible, the activity of demons needs to be confirmed by verbal identification by a person other than the host. In other words, the demon must speak out of the host's body to another individual. There may also be some supernatural confirmation. Let me give you some examples.
Please
These might
do.
include odd facial expressions, the demonstration of supernatural strength, or physical symptoms for which there is no medical explanation. Also, mental health issues need to be eliminated as a cause for the designated demonic behavior.
Well, I am at least glad that he said that. Except, who does that, Bob? Is it you that does that? Or do they actually go and see a professional, right? And that's what worries me. He fries brain cells like gasoline.
So, once the demon's presence has been confirmed, then the victim, the host, can decide which course of immediate action is most advisable. And if you are that individual, consider these 3 options for deliverance.
All right.
Number 1,
Take note.
force the demon out.
Force him.
This is sometimes referred to as self-deliverance.
All right.
It's a good place to start, but likely won't be completely successful if your case is egregious. Self-rebuking and binding of demons can be effective, but stronger demons won't usually leave by this method. As a practical
I hope I only am possessed by a weak demon then. So that, I can do self-deliverance.
matter, they will take over the consciousness of the host, possibly trancing them, and that can be dangerous. Also, if the demonization involves
That sounds
dissociative
kinky.
identity disorder, multiple personalities, it's impossible. In a practical way, to properly access one's own internal alter ego states without external help. The mind of the host person can effectively dialogue with his or her own compartmentalized aspects.
Oh my God. Could you imagine having dissociative identity disorder and then also having this freaking asshat also try to tell you you're possessed? Like, how messed up that would make you? I'm just saying, like, that would fuck me up. I'd be like, now I don't even know what the hell's wrong with me. Jesus Christ. And this man deals with people that are like newly diagnosed, and that's scary. You're getting an eviction notice, demon. We're gonna evict you. Oh, he's such an ass, though. Like, it really does suck.
Dissociated consciousness. A trained third party is needed to navigate this mental terrain. That's the first option, self-deliverance. The second option is
Okay, but like, really, you're just saying that, like, if you can't do it yourself, then we need to call you. I'm not really confident about that, but anyway.
you starve the demons out, drive them out, or
Wait, what? Like, how? Okay. Like, I starve myself? Anorexia takes care of all demons.
starve them out. Minor, weak demons will leave with this approach.
What?
Fasting, prayer, scripture memory, Christian fellowship, reading classic Christian literature, that's all going to help. Your goal is to irritate and frustrate lesser minions. But beware,
Okay.
even though evil spirits may not like this opposition,
Oh, you don't mean starve them out with the food. You mean starve them out with just constant religion. Yeah, no, that would be enough to make me want to fucking leave.
it generally won't make powerful demons leave voluntarily. There's benefit.
Are they leaving voluntarily, Bob? I feel like if the demons just left voluntarily, then you'd be out of a job, wouldn't you? I'm just saying.
In diminishing the internal structure of the demonic system by spiritual discipline, of course. Even though you may not starve out demons like Lucifer and Leviathan, any attempt by spiritual discipline to weaken Satan's kingdom is beneficial.
Why is Satan a woman
you
here?
Drive them out, you can starve them out, or number 3, cast them out. This
What's
is the
the
only
difference?
sure way to get the job done.
Okay. So basically, number 1 was try to do it yourself, and if you can't, come get me, because of course, or a third party. Number 2 is starve the demons out by being hella boring with scriptures and just watching you probably all day long. And then number 3 is cast them out. I don't feel like these are actual steps, Bob, but all right, whatever. What do I know?
And it isn't something you can do on your own. It requires another individual to enforce God's judgment on the devil. This is the biblical model.
To force God's judgment on the devil. But I thought that they voluntarily just leave. This is getting weird.
Never once did Jesus tell people to drive out their own demons. Those commissioned by his authority to remove demons were sent personally by him. The 2, the 12, the 70. And in the Great Commission, Jesus instructed all believers to engage this mission. Just as the gospel needs human hands and feet to spread.
Hi, Bob. That's a fictional story to teach morals. Okay, continue on.
Spread the word. It's the same with deliverance. That means your search for freedom from demonic attack must begin with finding someone who believes in the power of Jesus Christ to deliver and knows how to put that truth into practice.
Fine, someone that believes. I would have a question for someone that came over and told me that they gave exorcisms to people, but they don't believe in God. I really do want to meet, if that exists out there, I need to meet that person.
In summary, it's a good idea to get rid of demons. And it's a good idea to try one of these 3 approaches: forcing them out by self-deliverance, starving them out by more fully surrendering to Christ. But it's likely that unless you have what we call a minor possession, you're going to need a deliverance minister, an exorcist.
You need Bob
to enforce God's will by casting out the evil spirits.
What if you have like an uncle that's like a minister or priest? Could you just get him? Or does it have to be someone that is appointed as an exorcist? Because you're not really telling us that. But then in other videos and in other research I've done on this, there are only specific people that are allowed to give exorcisms out of the Vatican, damn it.
We're here to help you. I do virtual encounters all day long, almost every day.
You need Bob and $300
to schedule a one-on-one time face-to-face with you in person.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. For a whole $300, Bob here will meet with you on Skype or Zoom, and he will exorcise all of your demons. This is not a scam, we promise.
Or virtually, and our associate ministers are standing by to help you. These are highly trained individuals. Whatever the approach.
Know what I mean?
If you need them cast out, we can direct you to a place, to someone who will get the job done.
And it will be on Skype. And he casts the demons out through the satellites. Don't tell Cece that.
You don't have to live with your demons. They can be cast out in the name of Jesus.
They can be cast out in the name of Jesus. So yeah, Bob is just basically doing little speeches on his YouTube channel where he gives you advice on how to get rid of demons and then says, oh, and by the way, I will exorcise demons for you on social media here as long as you pay me a buttload of money. But this is not a scam. I promise. I just really want a buttload of money. Right? Right. So my whole thing is, I wonder how someone gets a demon. Like, are you just walking around down the road one day and then all of a sudden a demon gets you? Do you have to be like kind of like a bad person in order to have these demons? Does getting these demons make you a bad person? Can anyone be possessed? Because I seem to have an understanding at one time that if you were a devout Christian, then you should be okay. Because, I mean, devout Christians or good Christians, whatever you want to call them, they, pray a lot, go to church a lot, all that kind of stuff, which the demons do not like. So you would think that if you're a good Christian, then you would be safe. But of course, not according to Bob here. You're not.
Recently, I ministered to a man named Joey. Before becoming a Christian, he was a member of a violent LA gang. He OD'd 9 times on various drugs. Even though Joey was saved, he knew something dark was still inside. You're looking at a murder demon that manifested when I pray for Joey. Demons can hide in Christians. They don't have to hide in a Satanist or black magician. Such individuals openly invite demons to get evil powers. But if you're a Christian and you open the door to demons with drugs or the occult before you were saved, they didn't automatically leave. That's wishful thinking of preachers who don't do deliverance. Demons have to be cast out. That's what Jesus did. If you did extreme evil before you were saved, you may have leftover demons. Get your demons before your demons get you. Look at Joey now. Get deliverance. Contact us today.
Oh my God. So the whole time he has this poor dude up on the top left there that's like, apparently has demons. And then he's got himself, because we need 2 Bobs on the screen. Of course, everyone loves that. Up in the top right there, giving it. It's hilarious. And then look at this switch here. So see how he's all mad? We got him all upset, right? Yeah, I don't want leftover demons, Mannix. I just really don't. I don't know what that is, but I'm not a big fan of leftover food. It has to be specific food. Okay, so leftover demons just does not sound like a great time at all. So you have this dude, and he's obviously in great distress here. And then just watch the switch all of a sudden.
Over demons. Get your demons before your demons get you.
Get your demons before your demons get you, he says, as it just switches right into like this dude just being all happy, like wiping his brow, like, oh, thank God Bob Larson gave me that Skype exorcism, or else I'd be, walking around here with all these leftover demons.
Look at Joey now.
Look at him now.
Contact us today at boblarson.org to find out how you can be free like Joey.
Contact us today at boblarson.org to find out how you can be free like Joey. And yes, don't worry. In the next video, we are going to deep dive boblarson.org and scam that he runs all over his website. So Bob here seems to say that, good Christians can get demons too, but it's okay because you just got to go to boblarson.org. You're not in trouble. Why would you be in trouble? Go to boblarson.org and then, pay him a bunch of money and he will save you. Of course. Of course. So, I guess Bob actually doesn't only deal with leftover demons. No. And Bob doesn't only deal with those minor demons like we talked about. Minor demons? No. He deals with the big guns. And not only does he deal with the big gun demons. No. Bob here also deals with the big time criminals with demons. Yes, he is that fabulous. So there is a video that's called demons of murder and suicide attack, man. And I think we should give it a watch and see, how he got rid of the demons in this man.
Welcome to this edition of the Exorcist Chronicles.
Yes, he does call it the Exorcist Chronicles. When he gives exorcisms, records them, and then puts them on his channel here. That's what they're called.
I had the privilege of ministry in more than 100 countries of the world. The benefit of that is being familiar with the religious environment of many different places. The spiritual bondage that can happen in each unique culture. I'm going to take you into one of our recent seminars where an African man of Ethiopian descent manifested. We brought him on stage and I began to confront the evil spirits.
Oh my God!
Ethiopia has been primarily dominated historically by the Roman Catholic Church and what's
So Bob likes to go into places that are like low income, of course, like third world countries, places like this, and then be like, oh, you must be possessed by demons. Pay me $300 for an exorcism, US.
known as Coptic Christianity. But even so, most people, at least on a yearly basis, make a pilgrimage back to their village of origin where they offer an annual blood sacrifice, usually a goat or something like that, and they often visit the shrine or the place of some kind of idol, and they combine this with their Christian faith. This particular man had a spirit of witchcraft because his ancestors had done that. But watch carefully. Even though the strong man was witchcraft, the real power of the demonic bondage and curse in this man's life went back 12 generations.
What? What? This dude's whole family was possessed, yo. The whole family. We have generations of possessions.
To murder and suicide.
Oh, it was murder and suicide caused by demons. Crime everywhere. But thank Bob Larson there. Yeah, perfect file. Particle. Get it. The Real Exorcist Chronicles. Bob Larson.
So, what is it you say you feel? Describe it for me again.
Yeah, I'll be in my room or in my house, and I'll be like, it'll.
Well, I don't know. He doesn't seem that possessed right now. Like, aren't you supposed to be like speaking tongues and stuff? No, like he seems pretty calm. He seems to be able to form sentences just fine. Maybe I'm talking too soon. I tend to do that, me and my big ass mouth here. So that just could be me. I regress. I apologize.
It'll be hard for me to like let's say I want to take off my clothes to take a shower. I'll have trouble like taking off my clothes. I'll be like, there'll be like a
well, maybe they're just too small. Like buy bigger clothes.
Struggle, and then finally, if I'll be able to do something. And then another example is like, if I want to reach for my water bottle, this is a pretty consistent one. Like my hands sometimes will shake at the water bottle.
Well, are you like drinking holy water? Because, does regular water? Did you just let us know that holy water is actually just regular water? I wonder. That makes no sense.
And it's like I can't reach my hand to get there. Sometimes I'll get. I don't know if this is just my human emotions from being frustrated, because it's very frustrating emotionally. Like I will feel like tormented, and like I'll just get.
I mean, if I couldn't take off my clothes when I wanted to and get in the shower and I was thirsty and I couldn't reach for my drink, I'd probably be pretty frustrated too. It's a water bottle of, you know what? That could be it. And then the demon, he worked real hard doing all those 12 steps in AA, right? So he's like, yo, no, like we're not grabbing for that. Enagic. That's what it is, Joe. It's Enagic. They're like, we don't do MLM water here. See? The demons even know what's up when it comes to pyramid schemes.
It'll just be like why I just want to drink my.
You're a Christian.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So maybe he was a little nervous. I had a little bit of trouble speaking, but I wouldn't consider this to be him being like possessed. You know what I mean? That's not what I was expecting.
And were you born in Ethiopia?
No, I was born here in America.
But your parents Ethiopian?
Yes, sir. They're.
But what does that have to fucking do with anything? He's like, were you born in Ethiopia? Which, by the way, I don't really understand where that question came from. Like, does he ask everyone that? Hey, Joe, were you born in Ethiopia? Like, it's just so weird. Like, were you born in Ethiopia? He's like, no, I was born here in the U.S. Like, I'm a U.S. citizen, dude. He's like, oh, well, then your family must have been. We don't have no blacks in the Americas. Like, are you dumb, Bob? I don't understand. What does that have to do with anything? Seriously. He's like, well, my family is from there. But again, I'm not seeing the connection. Really, like, I know he says, oh, people in Ethiopia. It's like, no, that should be it everywhere. It shouldn't really matter where you're from, I guess. Because my understanding is that you have to do things apparently to like invite these demons in, right? So like where you're from should really not have anything to do with it. I feel like there's something weird going on here, Bob. You're being mean. Don't be mean,
See,
Bob.
everybody in Ethiopia has witchcraft in their background, even the Orthodox.
Wait, okay. Says who? Where does that come from? Even I wouldn't say something like that. And I'm apparently a bigot when it comes to witchcraft, Bob. And according to my haters, I'm also a very bad racist. So, like, I don't even know where that comes from. He's like, everybody in Ethiopia is about witchcraft. Yes, there's a lot of it there. They do believe in voodoo and things like that a lot there, yes. But that doesn't mean that every single person from there literally has like a connection to witchcraft in their. He's like, yeah, your family invited this on you. Your ancestors from Ethiopia, it's their fault doing all that voodoo that you have these demons today. And that would be dumb. Don't do that. Yes.
It's just their something. And usually at least once a year they go back to the village and they sacrifice a goat. You've heard of that? No, they never told you that?
Orthodox, I've never heard that, no.
Oh yeah, they do. The Orthodox do too. Not all of them, but some of them do.
Right.
Okay.
So
hashtag not all.
there's all kinds of witchcraft, shamanism, that sort of thing, and people resort to the witch doctor, and they also go to the Coptic church. No?
Okay, like if he doesn't know this, right? Like this gentleman, it seems like he's not really aware much of that. Then I'm going to assume that's obviously because his family doesn't practice these things, even if they're from there, where Bob's claiming all these things are practiced. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what are you doing, Bob? Like, he would obviously know all of this information if his family was all up in witchcraft and stuff. Like, right? Then he would be like, yeah, I know that. Like, my family's involved in all of that because we're from there. You're absolutely right, Bob. Wow, I didn't realize that's where my demon came from. Good catch. Thanks for solving the fucking mystery. But instead, he's like, oh, really? Yeah? Oh, okay. Like, as if he's learning this. So, like, Bob, obviously his family, even though they're from Ethiopia, isn't involved in like witchcraft and shit. And this whole thing where like if he had ancestors that might have been, then this will like follow him. I personally don't believe that and think it's dumb. I'm just saying.
It's just what they do.
Right.
Okay.
That's what they do.
You've probably never broken that curse.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
And now he's just kind of like going with it, I think. He's just like, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's what it's from. Okay. Yeah, no, I never broke the curse that we're not even sure if I had on my family and me. But Bob Larson says that happened because we're from Ethiopia. So it must be true. Right?
So if there's witchcraft in my background, if there's witchcraft
in my background,
I break that curse.
I break that curse.
Bam! Broken! That's all it takes. Yep. And then he's cured. No, I'm joking.
I go back.
I go back.
Keep your eyes open, look at me. To every blood sacrifice.
Now, bitch!
To every blood sacrifice.
To every blood sacrifice.
Every ritual and ceremony.
Every ritual and ceremony.
All
Hey, with
witchcraft.
feeling!
All witchcraft.
Bob, next time, can you hire an actor that's got some emotion? I'm getting a little bored here. He's just monotonely replying back and repeating what you say. You could cough up a few extra bucks to hire a better one.
I cancel it by the blood of Jesus.
And I cancel it by the blood of Jesus.
Whatever this thing is.
Whatever this thing is.
It's tormenting me.
That's tormenting me.
It has
Whatever this thing is. That's our enemy. I don't think this guy is possessed, because I personally, if I had demons and I was like in front of Bob Larson, I would be a little bit more into it, right? You know me. I'd be like, by the power of Christ, yeah! Like, let's do this, Bob, now! We got to get me on here. That would be like the best video ever. Bob Larson does an exorcism on Queen of Spade to get rid of all of her demons. Write Bob about this today. Tell him you found your new person who's very obviously possessed. I mean, look at the freaking community post. See, you have proof. Go do it. Tell him I'm possessed and I need an exorcism, because this guy's not entertaining enough for me. Damn it. Excuse me. This, no Oscar for you, sir. My wife just read a t-shirt. I can't go to hell. Satan still has a restraining order on me. Yeah, me too, actually. He had to get a few of them. If I had demons, I would be ripping at Bob's ginger hair. Hey, what do you have a problem with gingers for? Listen, my husband is a ginger. I like me, my gingers. You stop that. But, no, seriously, though, he's not giving his all to this performance, is he? That demon man has kind eyes. Right? Like, he's so calm. He doesn't, like, look all possessed. He looks like just your normal dude. It looks like he was just walking down the street, like, on his way to work. And then all of a sudden, Bob Larson came up to him and was literally like, yo, you, hey, yeah, you, hey, I need somebody to come in. Listen, I hired a guy off Kijiji, and he just called in sick, and I have to do an exorcism today for a video, so I'm going to need you, if you don't mind. I'll pay you $100, and then you pay me $300, and I'll give you an exorcism if you just come into this place with me. All right? Does that sound good? And the guy was like, well, I'm kind of on my way to work. And he's like, I'll call your work for you. I'm Bob Larson. I am the exorcist. I will call the work for you. And they'll be like, all right, yeah, that guy, get the demons out of him. We'll be all good. So he's like, all right, I guess so. He's like, I'm on TV, man. I promise you. It's like, okay, fine. So he like goes in there and, all right, man, well, what do I got to do? Just, go with it. Agree with what I say. Repeat after me. Act a little crazy and we'll call it a day. And the guy's like, all right, whatever. I'm getting paid for this, right? Yeah. Remember, I'm paying you $100 and then you owe me $300 for the exorcism. But we don't need to talk about that, man. Turn on the cameras. Let's go. And that's how we got here.
to let me go.
Has to let me go.
I renounce Islam.
I renounce Islam.
Muhammad. Allah.
Allah.
The one true God.
The one true God.
Is the Holy Trinity and Jesus.
Is the Holy Trinity in Jesus.
That's where I put my faith and trust.
That's where I put my faith.
And I break every curse.
And I break every curse.
Of my father's Islamic ancestors.
Of my father's Islamic ancestors.
Got a little reaction there, didn't we? Come on, step up here for a minute, please. You guys come up here with me, please. I know it's a little difficult for you folks to see what's going on down there. We got some real serious reaction to the Islamic thing and also to the blood sacrifice situation. Let me get a little aggressive, okay? All right? This is ugly. You seem like a really nice guy, but this is not nice. And he's trying to get control of your life. He's trying to intimidate you with fear. How old are you?
26.
26.
He looks older than 26. I just say. When I work at a 10-hour shift, I don't think he'd want to mess with me. That's right. My daughter just came in and told me, do you want to say it?
If I had a demon if I had demons inside me, then this is what sounded like.
See, even my daughter would give more into this, Bob. You gotta find someone that can act like my 8-year-old. She'd really bring it. She'd be like, "Give me your souls."
Single or married?
Single.
What's the problem? I mean, what's a good-looking guy like you doing being single?
I'm just single. I don't feel ready. I don't.
Okay, maybe you're not ready. You need to get rid of your demons. All right.
Oh my God! Wow! Did you guys see that? Wow, that was amazing. We need to see it again.
Single.
What's the problem? What's a good-looking guy like you doing being single?
I'm just single. I don't feel ready.
Okay, maybe you're not ready. You need to get rid of your demons.
All right, so now we're doing matchmaking.
All right.
Hitting on the gentleman. Good job.
By divide soul and spirit with this man.
Oh no, he's got the Bible out.
I come against every gin.
Get that finger out of my face. You're gonna tell me that a demon's gonna let Bob Larson put his finger in his face like that? Come on now. I would have bitten it off at least, Bob. Come on, hire me, Bob. I'd be an amazing actress for this role. I can do it. I would have bit your finger. You would put it up in my face. I would have been like, no, put that finger in my face. See, I can do it. I promise.
In every Islamic blood
Maybe a
sacrifice.
wife would scare the demon out. Maybe.
In every blood sacrifice.
Every blood sacrifice.
Ethiopian ancestors.
I think I
the
can do an
witchcraft is
exorcism
there.
on someone.
And I take the sword of the spirit and I curse you.
Oh my
I'm
God.
going to let this man go.
Bob, can you give an exorcism without hitting someone with a Bible, with the cross, or slapping them in the face, please? Just once? This poor 26-year-old. He's like, I'm only 26, but I work labor, and this asshole just broke my back. Jesus, look at his face. He's in pain.
Spirit of witchcraft, look at me. Look at me, spirit of witchcraft.
Oh my God, what's going on? He's having a
Look at
fever.
me. Get behind him. Come on. Come on.
Okay, is he laughing? Or is it just me? I feel like he's like kind of laughing at this, which... Me too, bud. Me too.
Look at me. Let this thing come up and look at me. How did witchcraft get there?
They are. They're like grabbing him now.
The old Ethiopian blood sacrifices? Is that how it got there? Look at me, spirit. What a great combination you got. The old Ethiopian blood sacrifices and the Islamic curses all together.
What? Jesus Christ, Bob. What was that? They like hold this guy. And he's just like, yeah, this is because you're Ethiopian. You do all this stuff. You and your voodoo. Now we're going to exorcise it out of you. Lord.
One.
What?
You're gonna let it go.
Beat him up!
Alex, don't hold back on this thing. Just let it be what it is.
That's why they gotta hold the guy's arms back. They're scared that he's gonna take a swing back at Bob.
You're just toying with him now. Can't reach for a water bottle. Shakes. You're just messing with his head, aren't you? Whatever's in your head, say it. You're messing with his mind, aren't you? Just trying to toy around with him. But he's a good man, he's a Christian. You can't quite get control. But now he's here tonight, and you're going to leave him. Come on, Spirit.
Oh my God, he's gonna poop! He's gonna poop right there. I don't know if I could pull that off, Bob. Maybe you did hire the right guy for the job after all.
Get up! I take the sword of the Spirit and I pierce you. And you listen to me. You're going to give me some answers. Whatever's in your head, say it. Are we talking about the Ethiopian witchcraft or the Islamic witchcraft? What's your deepest hope? Answer me!
That's what it is, of course.
Those goats every year, huh? Is it the goats, the sacrifices, the blood that they do every year? Gotta go back to the village and do it, don't they?
What are you talking about, Bob? Okay, this gentleman, really did not say that his family was into all of this, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there. Bob totally put that on him. And now he's just, decided that this is the story. It's so weird.
Over and over again, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Ah.
You're just messing with him now, but you have big plans, don't you? Don't you? You want to destroy this man.
What?
You're not going to do it. Who are you? Just the spirit of witchcraft or anybody in particular? Answer me! Answer me!
Answer, Bob Larson!
Witchcraft or anything in particular?
You witch!
How many generations of blood rituals does this go back? Answer me.
Okay, Bob, Bob, he doesn't know because you're the one that came up with this backstory, not him. You were the one that was like, listen, your whole ancestry from Ethiopia, they were killing goats and doing blood sacrifices, murdering babies and shit. And now because of that, you're possessed. This is on you now. And now you're like, so because that happened, how long did it go on for? How long was it? And this guy's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. This wasn't in the script. You got me on my way to work, damn it. I didn't get a script for this.
How many? There's a number in your head, say it. Don't worry about it being right or wrong.
12.
That sounds reasonable. Come on, let it up. We're going to get this thing out of it, but you're going to let it be what it is. It's really nasty and evil. I need a bigger guy behind him. Come on. Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, don't run up now. Don't you run up on this man, all right? Bob's going to get it tonight, not you. Sit down. Take a seat over there.
Come on.
Oh, man, George, come on, George.
Take it.
Get George out of there. No, get the big one.
We need the big guy to hold him.
He's got a really big angel behind him.
Yeah, it's a big angel. Yes.
Good, but
Big
face
angel.
the spirit of witchcraft.
Did we just decide now that this guy was an angel? I'm wondering. I don't seem to remember him getting the introduction before this began as the angel. He's just like, you there, sir. You're an angel. Go stand behind this man. Weird.
Come on, you know how nasty you are. This is blood.
This is blood.
Now let's get out of the way. Let this evil overtake you just for a moment. Let it overtake you just for a moment. You're not going to hurt me. You're not going to hurt anybody. This guy's right there. He's got it.
Oh my God, he's moving around.
Messing with him with a water bottle. But you have big plans, don't you?
We already did this, Bob.
To do what? To do what? To destroy his future? What? What do you got planned for him?
To kill.
Killing. Him to kill or to kill him? Well, which is it?
Him.
To kill him. How are you going to kill him?
Yeah. How?
How are you going to kill it?
Yeah, okay. This is premeditated murder. Confess.
What's the plan? Answer me.
Answer him.
Suicide.
So we got a spirit of murder and suicide here, too. Look at me, spirit. Somebody in this bloodline killed it.
So is there like a spirit for every single thing? Because like first we had the spirit of magic is who it apparently was. But now that the spirit wants to murder him via unaliving, because apparently I can't say that word on here. Now it's the demon, I guess. It's weird when he calls it spirit now. It's the demon of murder and suicide, which is apparently the same demon, unbeknownst to me. But okay. So I'm just wondering, is there a demon for every single thing? Like if this guy was like, I really need to take a poop, he would be like, that is the demon of Taco Bell. I'm just wondering. A murder demon? Bob caught a murder demon. Yeah, really, right? Like, I'm like, what is that?
Themselves?
Yes.
How many generations ago?
Dancing!
10.
10 generations ago. So that's where this whole thing started. Somebody killed themselves. Put a curse on the bloodline. Get up, murder and suicide. Look at me.
Get out, murder and suicide! Imagine if that's all it took. Jeez, Bob, you should hit up the prisons. How come you haven't yet? You can exorcise all those dudes. They would never murder or hurt anyone ever again. Bob here could end all of the crime in all the world, but he just needs $300 every time.
Murder and suicide. Who's the most powerful of all?
Bob!
Answer me. I take my sword. You answer me. Who's the most powerful of all?
He always takes this Bible and like hits people on the lower back with it. And I don't understand what that is. Like, I understand it's the Bible and it's supposed to like hurt the person, but I'm kind of at the same time like, why the back, the lower back? And like, what exactly is it supposed to do? You know, if you know, tell me.
Witchcraft.
All right. Get up, spirit of witchcraft. You always let this thing get up. This will be over with in just a couple of minutes. Let it come up. Let it really... You have to be vested in this thing because otherwise part of it stays behind. Get
what?
Up. Witchcraft and murder. Get up!
Witchcraft and murder!
The power of Islam is broken.
What?
The power of Ethiopian witchcraft.
This man is possessed by the power of Islam and Ethiopian witchcraft. Bob, you need to save him.
Is broken. You have to let this man go. You understand me?
Oh my!
Say I witchcraft. Say I witchcraft.
I witchcraft.
Oh my god! Okay, he's supposed to be possessed, right? And he's like moving all around, and then Bob's like, say I have witchcraft! Say I have witchcraft! And he's like, I have witchcraft. Like I said, Bob, you could hire me and I'd give you a show.
Lift the curse.
Oh, come on. You're not being very enthusiastic about this witchcraft. No. You're not going to do it that coldly. Say, I witchcraft. Here's the curse. Say it.
I witchcraft.
Witchcraft and murder out here thinking that they're going to take on Bob Larson. Pfft, silly people. Like suicide could too. Huh.
Lift the curse.
Worst fanfic ever, by the way.
Murder and suicide. Of murder and suicide.
Of murder and suicide.
10 generations.
You know what? Today, that is what it is, though. I do feel like that. Like, there is some obvious racism going on here. There is, because you can't be like, Bob deciding that this man is and his family's from Ethiopia isn't racist. Like right off the bat, he's like, your family's from Ethiopia. Your family was doing fucking rituals and murdering people for black magic. So because of that, now you're possessed. So it's like, yeah, there is a lot of that going on here. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the reasons why he is beating him with the Bible. But he does do it to the white people too. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of good news, is that at least he beats everyone, but there is definite racism going on with this whole thing, because it's like, well, first of all, who said he was from Ethiopia? He was kind of like agreed afterwards. I don't even know if he's from there. I don't know if his family's from there. Not all black people are from there. Oh my God, did you know that? Wow. So it's just really weird. You know, I'm kind of like, where'd you come up with all that? He put it all on him. So, and again, I don't know what the hell the Bible is supposed to be doing. Like, is it supposed to like burn his back? Is it supposed to like hit the demons out his ass? I don't know. Hello, Six Drops. Good to see you. I don't know what it actually is about, other than it being just something religious that he puts up against someone that's apparently possessed. So it's supposed to like hurt the demon, I guess. But I have noticed he tends to take the damn Bible and slap him right in the lower back with it. Because I've seen a few of them like that now, and I'm kind of like, does it mean anything? But probably not. It's like
10 generations.
10 generations.
Shall lift the curse on this man
I'll lift the curse on this
and future generations. And future generations. And future generations.
I mean, Bob, to be fair, if you had just let the demon do his thing, apparently there wouldn't have been any future generations to be hurt by the demons. But I regress. I mean, you're right. You're right.
Future generations.
You guys, with your crosses out there, get ready to use them. Stick them up in the air and let this thing know he's surrounded by people.
Yep.
I just consider it a rule of thumb to just like never go around and ask people where they're from like that. Because I don't know what like looking Ethiopian really means. Like, I am sure that there are people that have a unique look there, but not everyone there is black either. There's a lot of white people out there. So it's to me, it's like, you can't really be like, oh, this area like looks like this. So for me, it's like Bob Larson just coming in here and automatically deciding this dude's Ethiopian is just like really fucking fucked up. And then him automatically attaching like murdering and blood sacrifices to this man due to that. Also messed up. I don't know what the hell that is. They are not possessed if a demonic voice don't say, harder, daddy. Well, then this guy's not possessed because he's pretty calm for a possessed dude. Like, when you're hearing him do the repeating here and answering Bob, you don't hear desperation in his voice even. Because, like, if I was possessed and I somehow had control enough of the demon to have a conversation, let's say, wouldn't you, like, at least be hella worried and desperate and hoping that Bob's going to get this demon out of you? And this guy's just monotone Max over here. Just like, yeah, no, let the demon out of me, please. Yes, Bob, by the power invested in you. You know, it's very weird. Bad acting.
Of faith. Witchcraft, I know what you're trying to do.
Witchcraft?
You're trying not to rise up completely.
Rise up, rise up!
I want to see witchcraft and murder and suicide. Leave this man.
He does.
Say, I witchcraft release his destiny. Say it.
Yep.
I witchcraft release his destiny.
Say it.
Say it. Obey the man of God. Right now. Obey the man of God.
Say, I witchcraft.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it, we command.
Say it and obey the man of God. They're all chanting in the background. Weird, but here we are.
By the blood of Christ, say, I witchcraft. Say it. Curse you with the sword of the Spirit. I strike you with the sword of the Spirit. Say, I witchcraft. Say it. Keep it gonna run him up here. Say, I witchcraft. Say, I witchcraft.
Say it.
Obey.
the man of
Say it. I command you, get your eyes open and look at me. Say, I witchcraft. Say it.
I command you to
Force it through, Alex. Make him say it. I witchcraft.
say it.
I witchcraft.
Say it!
Lift the curse on his destiny.
Lift the curse on his destiny.
The curse on his
To
destiny!
kill him.
To kill him.
I have no right to him.
I have no right to him.
He belongs to Christ.
He belongs to Christ.
And I witchcraft and murder.
Witchcraft and murder! Then he hits him on the head with it. Here's the Bible. Right on the head, dude. Like, okay. All right. He probably paid a homeless guy to clean him up, cam up, and give a show. Yeah. Well, it's not a paid actor. We know that much. Say my name. Say my name. The power of Bob compels you. Bob looks like Milton lost his red stapler again. His bells of Nevermore witchcraft. Oh no. Oh no. Harder, Daddy. Oh, 6 drops. That one's on you.
And I witchcraft and murder.
Receive God's judgment. Receive God's judgment.
To receive God's judgment.
Oh, come on, witchcraft.
Oh, come on, witchcraft. And then the guy behind him there is like, you're not going to get your full pay if you don't give us a bigger show, dude. Needs to poop.
Let me see murder and suicide.
Let the man poop, damn it.
You can't have this man.
Poop, 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 poop.
So we go. Get those crosses ready.
Spoiler. The demon is really just a bad case of diarrhea and constipation at the same time.
Come on. So we go. Look at those crosses.
You know it's
out
a
there,
thing.
witchcraft. Look at them. Look at them. God's people, they defy you.
Yes.
So we go.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we go. Say it. We go. You're going to let this man go. Say we go.
We go.
Now.
Now.
To. The. Say pitch.
Pit.
Come on.
Push it out. Push this out. Come on. Just let those kids play. Push it out. Every part of the game. Push it out.
Come on.
Push it out! Push the boat! No!
All the way. All the way. All the way out.
Good job, Alex.
Yeah, he took an acting class or two, I guess, before he got here to play the angel. Which I still don't know how that guy became the angel. We just kind of went, you there! You're an angel! Go stand behind him!
Where's my order? Please go.
He pooped! He pooped his pants finally! He got it out! Yay! Bob saved the man!
Oh, well. You got it. I take it back.
Wow, look at how confused he looks. He has no clue what just happened.
The peace of God, the presence of Christ, the comfort of the Holy Spirit be upon you. Be filled with His power and presence. Where all this evil was, where all these curses were, be healed in the name of Jesus. Let's give the Lord a hand.
Bob! Healed in the name of Jesus! Yes, now subscribe to the channel, make sure that you ring the bell, and blah, 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 blah. And also, it costs $300. $300! Right? And then he says, can I wash up now? You guys said that there was a shower I was going to be able to use after this? Huh? Oh, Bob, that was interesting. I definitely know that Bob here is quite the cool dude. So there's been a lot of drama as of recent in terms of Kanye West. So Bob has decided to come and do a video called "Is Kanye West Truly a Christian?" And it's a short, because, you know, I've kept you guys for a while. I got to go on with my day here soon in a minute. I'm going to have to save a couple of these for the next time. I have like a whole collection of Bob on my computer right now in a folder. Just tons of Bob videos to go through with you guys over the next little while. But I do have 2 shorts I want to do. And this one is about Kanye West and if he is truly a Christian. So let's find out together. Let me know.
He's a master.
Let me know, though. Do you think that Kanye West is actually a Christian? Right? Want Tiny Day condoms to sign up? Unfortunately, his underwear had to be sacrificed. Unfortunately. Something had to be. But yeah, is Kanye West a Christian? I mean, he does bring up Christian themes in his songs. He claims to be a believer in God. See, to me, a Christian is just someone that has that belief in God. I don't think, like, the gatekeeping shit is part of what I used to hate when I was religious. Right? So I hate the gatekeeping bullcrap of everything. So to me, if you have a belief in God, then you are just a Christian. The end. End of story. You believe in God? Yeah? Okay, cool. Christian. Right? That's it. But Bob here obviously has a whole bunch of things that you have to do and ways you have to be in order to be a Christian. Which, okay, like some people could argue, well, if you're a Christian, you're supposed to, you know, follow the 10 commandments and do all this other shit. Make sure that you go and, you know, act good. Be a good person. Don't be an evil bitch like I apparently am, okay? Beware of me. Don't do that. Be a good person. He does a lot of the gatekeeping. So I suspect there'll be some here. But also, Kanye West is fucking insane. Like, can we just take a moment and say, Kanye West, be cray-cray. He's crazy. We're not going to get into politics here with my Canadian ass. I just don't want to. But I just thought it would be fun with everything going on, though. If we did, hear what Bob Larson had to say about it and Kanye's, I guess, religious faith, his background in religion.
Is Kanye West a Christian? He's amassed $1 billion empire. He has 4 kids with one of the most famous and flawed women on the planet.
Okay. Is that necessary for being a Christian, Bob?
He's known for rap rhyming. She's known for her nudity and sexualization.
Is that what she's known for? I thought she was known for being the daughter of Mr. Kardashian, but am I wrong? That was weird. I mean, maybe that's how she got her fame. I think you could say that much. I mean, technically, they did leak a sex tape, and apparently her mom came up with the idea to do that. So, yeah, okay, Bob, you got me.
Kanye West and Kim Kardashian have taken excess and eroticism to stratospheric levels. Now they're married.
Oh, okay. So this is just about the divorce of the sex?
Marriage is over. She's got a 9-figure payout and 11 homes as part of the divorce settlement. She's sleeping around. He's hanging out with white supremacists while praising both Hitler and Jesus. Kanye calls himself a Christian, puts his hand on a Bible and extols Nazism. He's bipolar, psychotic, insane, dangerous. Well, you pick your own noun to describe Kanye's craziness.
I did. I said he was cray-cray. I chose to go with the more modern term of it. So apparently Kanye West is out here hanging out with Nazis, so he cannot be a Christian. He likes Hitler, so he cannot be a Christian. People that are very, very, very Christian, though, remind me of Hitler. Does that... No? Okay.
I say demonized. They both need a psychiatrist and some meds. Instead of hanging out with Trump at Mar-a-Lago, West needs an exorcism of his megalomania and anti-Semitic rants.
Oh my God, how do we make that happen? How do we make that happen? How do we make it so that Bob Larson gives Kanye West an exorcism? I am full on here for that 100% of the way. Straight up, I will donate to that. Let's go.
If he's truly saved, he's certainly backslidden. Will someone please tell him to keep quiet and get deliverance?
Someone, hello, someone, anyone out there, can you please tell Kanye West that Bob Larson here says, shut the fuck up? And so do I, actually. Well, you're at it, tell him it comes from me, too. Am I the only one who has zero fucks to give about Kanye's religious, right? I don't, it doesn't matter to me. I just thought it was funny because Bob Larson does a whole video about whether or not he's Christian. And then basically just burn them the entire time. Burn them like they were burning up in hell. You know, just goes off about, he's like, she's too sexy. He's too insane. Tell him to shut up. It was funny to me. They could do a PPV venom, right? I would pay. I would pay. I would have to see it. And I would have to stream it for everyone. I would pay, and then we could all watch it over here for free. That's what I would do. Because I would be like, we have to, guys. This is going down. That would be hilarious. How do you think that would go? At least I feel Kanye would actually give us a show, though. Right? Like, he could definitely ramble some bullshit. If anyone could make Bob believe that they are possessed by a demon, it be Kanye. I swear, he probably could do it. Maybe Kanye and I are the only two people that could rant enough to actually convince Bob. I don't know. So, unfortunately, we lost someone recently who was very, very famous, named Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter was Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys' little brother, and he recently passed away. I guess it was a lot of people are saying it was an overdose, that he drowned in his bathtub. I personally don't follow that lore too much. I just found out this year that Aaron Carter was like on Instagram going crazy. I was not really into Nick Carter. He was the ugly Backstreet Boy with his blonde hair. So I just didn't really follow Aaron Carter much and didn't fucking care. Okay. I didn't care about any of the lore, but unfortunately he did pass away. That is very sad. I think that's awful. Rest in peace to him. My heart does go out to his family and his friends and his fans and everyone on that. And apparently Bob here also had some things to say. Of course.
He was a child entertainment phenomenon at the age of 9. He lived in the shadow of his bigger brother Nick of the group Backstreet Boys. Aaron died last week at 34, drowned in the bathtub of his home, likely an overdose.
Yeah, see, so they're saying that he drowned in the bathtub of his home, likely an overdose, which I've heard that, yes, he was on a lot of drugs. He struggled with that for a very, very long time. And that's sad. So, you know, Bob's over here like, well, how can I now use this awful situation to talk about, well, I hope it's not demons. I swear to God, Bob, if you start talking here and saying that Aaron Carter was possessed by a demon, I might cry.
He claimed that his sister, who also died of an overdose at age 25, sexually abused him starting at the age of 10.
Oh, okay. I mean, that could have been true. That's sad. I want to know what that has to do with any of this, though.
Did that unleash a curse that eventually drove him to death? He was on several prescribed and recreational drugs, including weed. He was trying to get free.
Oh my God! Oh my, guys. Aaron Carter smoked the devil's lettuce. The devil's lettuce! Oh my God. My favorite was how he's like, he was on all kind of medications and he was on all kinds of illegal substances and whatnot, but, you know, especially the marijuanas.
and had been treated at a clinic, but death got him first.
Oh
if
my
you're
God.
headed in that direction.
Okay, do you know what? What happened to Aaron Carter, in my opinion, was yes, he grew up a child star who always had to live in his big brother's shadow, which, by the way, would have been pretty hard for him. He was also a twin, which means that he also grew up having to struggle with having his own individuality. Since I have friends that are twins, and I have friends that have gone through that whole thing, where when you're twins, everyone kind of looks at you as a pair and all this kind of thing. He probably had a lot of mental health issues as he grew older, especially being in the spotlight could definitely screw you up, especially while you're going through your teens and your early 20s there. I don't wish that on anyone. Honestly, I really don't. It must be fucking awful. Awful to be a child star and have to grow up with all that. I really don't wish that on anyone. His family sucked, by the way. His parents tried to steal money and stuff from them. They weren't the greatest of people to their children, and that would have also caused him a lot of problems. Like a lot of people, he probably did suffer from severe mental health and then turned to drugs to cope, especially with things like trauma disorders, if he did have trauma in his background, schizophrenia, if he had that. I don't know what he had. Bipolar, if he had that. Those mental health issues specifically are known to have people that have them, especially in younger years, that end up doing drugs in order to cope, in order to numb, in order to self-medicate, if you will. And then many of us, since I'm one of those, by the way, grow up, hopefully get sober and get help, and then go on to live great lives. However, Aaron here in the spotlight with paparazzi and everything always on his ass probably made it a lot harder for him, was unable to do that. He spirals out, life gets worse and worse and worse as that's going on, and he's probably still doing drugs to cope, and yes, unfortunately that took his own life. We do not have to bring up that his sister might have done that to him, especially if there is no way to prove it, and that's part of the problem, right? His sister's passed on, so it's not really fair to accuse her of things. I feel like, I know you're supposed to believe all the victims, but you could just kind of be like, I'm sorry that happened to you, and move on. You don't have to make it into drama and lore over here, okay? Jesus Christ, people. But at the same time, it's gross for Bob here to take that situation between him and his sister possibly and his life and then be like, oh, so it was demons. Demons did this? What strain? Because that would be some killer weed, pun intended.
Call the Suicide and Substance Abuse Hotline 988. Of 7 suicides in the
Oh, wow. Gee, thanks, Bob, for putting that up.
Bible, only Samson's could be considered martyrdom. The others were cowardly, like Judas. Attempting suicide isn't automatically a sin. Mental illness can be a cause. But contemplating killing yourself can be sinful.
Are you fucking kidding me, Bob? Really?
And it can be fatal.
Okay, Bob, hi. So Bob did a whole video here to let us know that Aaron Carter, child star, grew up, had some problems, killed himself, possibly, and that is sinful. He triggers everyone without a trigger warning, since some people claim that that's needed. I hate trigger warnings, by the way. I am not a delicate little flower because I have CPTSD. I do not need you to babysit me on the internet and warn me about what I'm going to watch. I'm also not a moron. And most of you put the fucking what it is in the title. So if I clicked on the video, I know what I'm getting into. I'm not going to be like, oh, I need a trigger warning as well. Blah, blah, blah. Also, you shouldn't avoid triggers at all costs. If you have what I have, it is not good to completely avoid triggers. Please learn how to deal with them instead. And in order to do that, you have to have a healthy amount of being triggered. I'm just saying. He does this whole video, drops a trigger on people, talking about suicide, and then says to people, now if you're thinking about suicide, You're sinning! You awful sinners, you! How dare thee! Like, really, Bob? Really? Come on now, dude. And because of that, Bob, you pissed me off. And that's all I could deal with from you today. Let me tell you. So, I think Bob here is still lying. I do think he's full of shit and that he is doing this all for money and also fame. Because I personally believe that if he actually just really thought people were possessed and he was like trying to save the world, he wouldn't make like all these YouTube videos about it and try to be on TV and in radio all the time. And then also like he wouldn't charge people so much money for it. You know, it just seems weird. I feel like a lot of the people in the church that are appointed to be exorcists don't really charge money for it. Right? So I'm kind of like, Bob, you're a scam artist. Like Ken said, be better, Bob. Be better. So I am going to be reacting to Bob probably right after the new year, but I have some things planned between now and the new year for Christmas time that I'm going to be pumping out. So stay tuned for that. I went on Chuck Chase's The Facts last night. We had a fabulous time reacting to Cece, our favorite flat earther. So go and check that out if you have not yet. And yesterday, the day before, and later on today, I am going to be streaming and was streaming with the recovering Hunbot about On Passive. And tonight we are going to be reacting to Chipmunk Mike Ellis talking about the scam. So you won't want to miss that. And then we're going to be doing a lot of really fun reactions to some people that you guys have actually suggested to us as well in future. So don't miss any of that. And I do have an anti-MLM video that is going to be coming out tomorrow, probably in the evening. So stay tuned for that. And then I will see you all very, very soon. And I will see you around on the interwebs. Have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous rest of your day. Take care. And remember, don't join a fucking cult. Mwah! Bye! And I think that instead of my usual outro, we should do the Bob Exorcist outro to see us out. And fuck you, Bob!
By it. You can't go through life living in sin and disobedience and claim unawareness or spiritual cognitive dissonance. action called a suicide.
Guilty before Almighty God. Guilty before His Son. Guilty before the whole human race. It's the Lord who expels you.